once we finish this 2019 video with the Jets and the Blues here, which is the series I picked for 2019, I'm going to roll right back to 1981. I've got a board behind this one where it's a 1981 series that I've wanted to talk about basically since the series started, but since I'm doing one series from each year, that's something that I've held myself to for the most part, one series from each year. And Winnipeg-St. Louis was a first-round matchup that Winnipeg fans felt they had a good chance in. Winnipeg had home ice advantage. 47-30-5 was their overall record. 272 goals for, which was 7th. 244 goals against, which was 15th. And on the Blues side, they were 45-28-9. 99 points as well. 247 goals, which was 15th. 223 against, which was 6th in the National Hockey League. Now, the reason Winnipeg fans would have looked at this and felt pretty confident was that Winnipeg had a 3-0-1 record against the St. Louis Blues during the regular season. The reason the Blues would have felt confident was the most recent meeting they'd had was December 7th. So they met October 4th and 22nd, November 24th and December 7th. They hadn't met since then, and since then, St. Louis had become a much better team. So for Winnipeg fans, felt good. St. Louis fans felt pretty good as well. For Winnipeg now, they had had a bit of a rough patch in that second half of the year, and they went into the playoffs kind of playing some mediocre hockey. But whatever, you got home ice advantage. It's round one. You got St. Louis. St. Louis not known before last year as a team that you have to worry too much about their playoff acumen. They never won a Stanley Cup. Everything's fine. Now, Winnipeg's never won a Stanley Cup either. And I think at some point in time, if Winnipeg wins the Stanley Cup, we may look back at this series and say, hey, that's where Winnipeg learned to win. So first period of Game 1, Patrick Laine scores from Little and Bufflin at 13:28. Looks good for Winnipeg. They were up 1-0 after one. And after the second period, same score. So third period, early on, Perron scores from Parayko and Sundqvist at 4:05 to tie it up. Late in the third period, Bozak scores from Maroon and Pietrangelo at 17:55. These late breakdowns by the Jets hurt them in this series. Now, they would hurt St. Louis as well at certain points in time because both of these teams had their struggles throughout this series. Neither team emerged from this series looking like Stanley Cup champions, or they could have been Stanley Cup champions if they got past that team. Binnington had 24 saves on 25 shots. Hellebuck, 24 saves on 26 shots. So, coming out of Game 1, St. Louis is up 1-0. Game 2, Sundqvist scores from Bouwmeester and Schwartz at 5:23 to make it 1-0 St. Louis. But then Wheeler would score from Scheifele and Kopp at 12:01 to tie it up. Second period, Laine scores a power play goal, his second goal in 2 games. Wheeler and Bufflin with the assist there at 2:49. Maroon would score to tie it again from Thomas and Pietrangelo at 6:42. So it goes from 1-1 to 2-2. And then Sundqvist restores the second lead of the game for the St. Louis Blues. It's Sundqvist from Perron and Edmondson at 9:50. But before the end of that second period, power play goal, Scheifele from Connor and Bufflin at 18:55. So third period, it is O'Reilly scoring from Bouwmeester and Parayko at 3:46. And St. Louis holds on to that lead. They win it 4-3. So they go up 2-0. Binnington saves 26 out of 29. Hellebuck saves 28 out of 32. And we go to Game 3 in St. Louis. And early on, things look good. And by early on, I mean late in the first period, there's a power play goal. It's Perron from Pietrangelo and Binnington at 19 minutes and 12 seconds. All is well, right? Second period, Hayes scores from Perreault and Morrissey at 4:57 to tie it. Not long after that, Laine scores from Trouba and Little at 7:47. And then it's a power play goal. It's Connor from Wheeler and Laine at 8:58. So 3 goals in a period of about 4 minutes. And then we go into the third period. Power play goal, Tarasenko scores from Dunn at 1:51 to make it 3-2. But Brandon Tanev scores from Kopp and Bufflin at 4:25. And then Bufflin scores from Kopp at 8:06. So great game for Bufflin. And they're way ahead. Steen would score to make it a little bit closer from Pietrangelo and Edmondson at 13:42. But it is Connor from Scheifele about a minute later at 14:44. 6-3. Winnipeg wins a laugher. They're back in the series. And still no team has won at home. Hellebuck, 26 saves on 29 shots. Binnington, 23 saves on 29 shots at the other end. So Binnington, not a great game. But Game 4 starts. No scoring in the first. No scoring in the second. Third period. Power play goal. Tarasenko scores from Pietrangelo and O'Reilly. 35 seconds in, and it's 1-0 in favor of St. Louis. But 7:33, Scheifele scores from Connor and Wheeler, and then in overtime, Connor scores from Scheifele and Wheeler at 6:02. So Connor, Scheifele, and Wheeler have that nice line going on. That's why Line A wasn't on the first line, because those three had great chemistry, and that was a conversation all year. Why isn't Line A on the first line? Because they already have a first line. Hellebuck, 31 saves on 32 shots. Binnington, 37 saves on 39 shots at the other end of the ice. So we go into Game 5, and this is where the whole is Binnington nervous. And Winnipeg fans taunt him for you look nervous. During this game, Binnington kind of sort of gets the last laugh. First period, Lowry scores from Tanev and Kopp at 12 seconds. So it's understandable that Jets fans want to rain down all kinds of comments at him and whatever, because they scored 6 in this one, and they won this one, so it looks like this one should be a win. And then it's Kevin Hayes on the board from Buffalo at 13:35. So it's 2-0 Winnipeg after one. It looks like finally we're going to get a home team win a game in this series. Second period, no scoring there, but in the third period, cue the comeback. Power play goal, O'Reilly from Perron and Shen at 1 minute and 29 seconds. And then Shen scores from Sundqvist and Bouwmeester at 13:52. And after that, Winnipeg just looks all out of sorts. And late in that period, they have the puck in their own zone. Bafflingly, while they have control of the puck, they don't clear it. All they got to do is clear it. They don't clear it. And I remember going kind of nuts after that game in the review, because I couldn't figure out what the heck I was watching there. Where it's like, okay, you got the puck, now clear it out. What are you doing? Never mind then. And Bozak goes, fine, I'll take it. Throws it to Schwartz. Schwartz puts it in at 19:45 of the third period. 15 seconds left. Suddenly, instead of going to overtime, the game's over. St. Louis wins. And I still don't know if it's a matter of trying to freeze the puck, if it's a matter of trying to kill the clock. Whatever was going on there, it was a botch. And it was a bad one. And it costs Winnipeg the game. Byfuglien, 29 saves on 31 shots. Didn't look nervous after allowing a goal in that first shot. Hellebuck, 26 saves on 29 shots. And the whiteout. For all the controversy that we heard about the whiteout during this series, Winnipeg loses here, they lose here, they lose here. They lose all 3 games at home. The whiteout does them no favors. The white is the color of surrender. So I think that's part of it. I think, and I've said this before, I think it's a matter of the other team comes on the ice and goes, hey, look, the fans have surrendered. Well, that makes me feel better. That's great. Thank you for your surrender. We accept your surrender. Now we shall take out the team that you are supporting. Now, in Game 6, again, the storyline was no team has won at home. No team has won at home. Hasn't been a thing. So St. Louis needs to change that. And early in Game 6, Schwartz scores from Shen at 23 seconds, to which Hellebuck might look nervous. Second period, power play goal. It's Jaden Schwartz, who had a great series. For my money, Jaden Schwartz was the early front runner for the Conn Smythe of the St. Louis Blues. Played great throughout the playoffs. He scores a power play goal from Bozak and Dunn at 12:36. So it's 2-0 Blues entering the third period. In the third, Schwartz completes the hat trick. Natural hat trick for him from O'Reilly and Pietrangelo at 3:55. But in the second half of that period, some doubts got to start creeping in. Byfuglien scores from Hayes and Kopp at 12 minutes and 17 seconds. And then it's a shorthanded goal by Winnipeg. It's Little from Perreault and Byfuglien at 19:22. So Winnipeg got close, but they run out of time. The Blues hold on. They win 3-2. And for the Jets, it's better luck next year. Hellebuck, 33 saves on 36 shots. Binnington, 18 saves on 20 shots. The interesting thing about this is you can't come out of this series and go, well, the Blues look like Cup champions. Looks like St. Louis is going to win it all. Coming out of that series and coming out of that first round in general, everybody had the same opinion. Like, well, it's wide open now. Anybody could win it. Pietrangelo, 6 assists in that series. Jaden Schwartz, 4 goals and 1 helper. O'Reilly, 2 goals, 2 assists. Perron, 2 goals, 2 assists. Sundqvist, 2 goals and 2 assists. Binnington was 4-2 with a .908 save percentage, including this game here where he allowed 6. Now, Byfuglien, 2 goals, 6 assists for 8 points. It's odd to think that might be the end of Byfuglien's career with that series. 8 points in 6 games. Connor, 3 goals, 2 assists. Scheifele, 2 goals, 3 assists. Wheeler had a goal and 4 helpers. And Andrew Kopp had 5 assists. Connor Hellebuck, 2-4 with a .913 save percentage for the Winnipeg Jets. Hellebuck had a decent series, but St. Louis found that way to win that one game at home that nobody else had through the rest of the series. And at the end of it, Winnipeg comes up just short. Again, maybe we look back on this 5-10 years down the road and say, this is what Winnipeg needed. This was the best thing for Winnipeg, because, boy, Winnipeg went on a run that year, whether it's 2020, 2021, whatever. We look back and go, that series against St. Louis, that was the big test, and they passed it with flying colors the next time out. And for the Blues, this was the start of the story that nobody thought was necessarily going to be the story at the start. Even as somebody went, I think the Blues are going to be in the finals. That was just because the Blues had a great second half to the season, and I couldn't see anybody in the West stopping them. But I still wasn't standing there going, they're going to be the Cup champs. So, yeah. Absolutely amazing series overall. And Winnipeg they had their opportunities, especially right here. Game 5 for me is where Winnipeg loses the series. If they're able to get that to overtime and maybe get that home win, who knows? Then it would have gone to 7 with this loss here, and then you just never know. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.